Hello and welcome back. As promised, I'm going to do the video on the patrol, the new mods that we've done for my trip away to Finke that has now been and gone. Obviously during that time I was quite busy focusing pretty much all my time on the car, so I didn't actually have any time to be like, this is what I'm doing to the car and this is how I'm doing it or anything like that. So I thought now's a good time, once we're now past the trip and everything's sort of cleaned up, that we'll go through everything and might help out with your build. I'll give you some ideas on what you'd like to do with your patrol as well. Since getting home, I've started to redo the drawers, just make them a lot neater and tidier. As you can see, they're looking pretty good now. I just need to finish off doing the top here and then sorting out the rest of the 12 volt stuff, just tidying things up and making things a little bit neater in here. I think I'm going to move the battery position to the back and probably move like my solar and my shunt and stuff down a bit further down here, so it's just a bit easier to access. And I'll also chuck in an isolator as well and have that down here, just so it's nice and easy to get to everything, and just maximizing the space a bit more, because there's a lot of space in here that I'm just not using. So I think if I can take the drawers out and redo where the battery sits and have it mounted in there a bit better and just tidy up all the wiring and everything, and should be pretty Mickey Mouse then, I think. I just want to tidy it up and make it a lot just easier, nicer to look at. But apart from that, it's been a really great system. This battery's been mint, it sits at 100%. The solar does a really good job, and the DC to DC does a really great job too, and it just works really well. So very happy with this setup. Really good. Obviously the front of the panel, I've got the battery monitor, which just allows me to see everything that's going on. And I've obviously got all these cutouts for different things. Anderson's, could be a switch, could be anything, sort of 12 volt sort of style there. So we can figure something out there. And then once I sort of get everything sort of underway, I want to redo the inner parts just so they're all nice and sorted, and then I'm going to carpet it all and just make it all nice and neat. It works well. Happy with how it all goes together and just works, which is good. And especially for having it done yourself, it's a good sense of achievement when it's all just works. So happy with that. And we're slowly making it all nicer, because obviously in a bit of a rush when before the trip, so it's just getting everything functional, not so much nice. However, now we've got the time to make it nice, so we'll certainly be doing that. Now, I'm running the solar, obviously 200 watt solar panel on the roof, and that's its cables that run from it. They run from obviously on the roof down through this bit of conduit, and then I've run them down through and into here. I need to put a bit of sticker flex on that one. It goes in there, it goes all the way down. Got a rather large lead on it, so I've just ran it down the length of the roof rack and back and then down, just so it's all nice and neat. But that solar panel is awesome. It puts out a heap of power, obviously controlled really well by the Victron solar controller. So really good combo, and 200 watts is pretty good for the 120 amp hour lithium battery that's in there. It's an ATG one, and it's worked really well. It's got Bluetooth and stuff as well, and it tells you everything about what's going on with it. Now, if you did follow along from Finke trip, you'll know that I chucked on the Maxxis razors. Done a pretty good job, really. I mean, you can see they've copped a little bit of damage to them. However, they're wearing pretty well. I do need to get a wheel alignment. You can see that the rears are starting to feather a little bit and wear a little bit funky, but a wheel alignment will sort that out. So once I get that sorted, they'll be fine. But they've actually been pretty good. They weren't too bad. I was pretty impressed on the dirt and in the mud and whatnot. They were fine. I didn't have any dramas with them. They were quite good off-road, and on-road they've been great, really quiet and plenty of grip. And again, no dramas in the wet. They're certainly not too bad at all. A lot better than the previous tyres I had on there. They were terrible, but these ones have been quite good. Now these do have a pretty weak sidewall. I think they're only 3-ply or 4-ply or something like that. Sidewall, yeah, 3-ply. But yeah, they weren't too bad. Like, we were driving on pretty shaly rocks. We were driving off the track. We were driving over glass and heaps of different things, and they were fine. On the passenger left, I did cop a slight puncture, and it was actually in these side biters, which was a bit strange. So it punctured through these bits here and caused a little tiny leak. So that's been plugged and it's been fine. However, I will replace that tyre, and that'll just be a cheap spare. Now, speaking of spares, we've got a fuel gripper underneath the car. It had to be fully deflated. I reckon the tolerances of how the rear of the car is made must be different between them all, because some of them seem to be able to fit a 295 7018 in here, and then some people can't. So I don't really know how it works, but I can't get one in here. As you can see, like, it's right up against the rear. Let me know down below if you can fit a 295 inflated under your car. I'd like to know how many people actually can and how many people actually can't, because yeah, it's a common thing that, oh, I have to deflate my tyre to fit it under the car and all this. It's always going on. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see who can and actually who can't. And I wonder if it goes down to tyre manufacturer as well, and all that sort of thing. There's going to be a lot of variables in it as to why people can and can't, so it's interesting. Pretty impressed with the tyres. They seem to be good. There's no wheel wobble or anything like the previous tyres did, so that's also a bonus. Also chucked up the Aussie Traveller awning as well, which is actually really nice. Really good quality awning. The bag is still holding up really well. The zip is really nice. I put a bit of heat shrink over the zips because it would tink on the side of the car as you go along, and it'll also damage here on your car if you don't have some sort of protection. See, there's like really nothing there because this has been protecting against the metal on the paint. So that's a little trick as well if you haven't already done that on your awning. Good size awning. It's 2 meters by 2.5, so it's plenty big enough to fit my swag and stuff underneath it, and happily camp under there, especially if you put one of the awning walls out. You got plenty of room under there. It's good for day trips and that sort of thing. And yeah, I mean, chuck the walls up and get plenty of good protection and whatnot. So yeah, that's really good. The canvas is great. Didn't have any dramas with it. Getting any water or anything under it, which was great, because we did see a bit of rain, which was nice, because at least I made sure it was all seasoned, which was good. So yeah, if you're looking for a decent cheap awning, I don't want to say cheap, they're not exactly cheap, but good quality and good price. Check out that Aussie Traveller. They work really well. Alrighty guys, that basically concludes today's episode. One little thing that I've recently done is blacked out the indicators as well as the reflectors, and it just gives it a bit more of a stealthy look, I suppose. So it's just a film from Signature Auto Styling, and yeah, just blacks it out, makes it look a little bit more aggressive, I suppose. I sort of thought it was a film for the whole actual light, but it's just for the indicators, which are white, so it yeah, sort of just works well like how it is anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, that's a bit of a rundown of the things that we've done. There's always work to be done. I need to take the sliders off and give them a repaint. They're getting a bit ratty looking, so need to do that eventually. But thanks very much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe if you are new, and yeah, stay safe out on the tracks, and I'll catch you at the next one.